Welcome, Roomers and Zoomers, to Orange Coast Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Joël K, and I am your worship associate for today. I am joined by Beth Syverson, our Director of Music Ministries, and Karen Magoon Pearson, our Director of Religious Education, in welcoming you this morning. Reverend Sean Wilshire, our minister, is not here with us today, but she has a video message for you all.
Hello, Roomers and Zoomers. So I'm away this week, but my spirit is with you. For those of you who are new to the church, maybe you're just checking us out or curious about Unitarian Universalism, welcome. Glad you're here. You are in for a treat. This is a wonderful, friendly, fabulous, just all-around spectacular community. I hope you can get to know them, because it can be kind of tough to get to know a new community. But here's the thing, just hang in there, join in one of the activities, and before long, you'll get to know people, and then this becomes your church. Well, today we've planned a wonderful service for you, just blending music and word to bring together a helpful and hope-filled message. We hope it will feed your soul. So without further ado, let's go.
Hey. The more observant among our congregation may have noticed that I did not introduce a guest speaker, and that there are quite a lot of people sitting up here. I'd like to welcome you again to the 2022 Worship Associate Service. We also respectfully recognize that our church property rests on Ahachiman and Tongva land. As Unitarian Universalists, we have many different beliefs, but we are one loving community. Together we covenant that whatever our beliefs, we accept one another and encourage each other in spiritual growth. We affirm that all life has inherent value and that all existence is interconnected. We strive for justice and compassion in our deeds and relationships, and we are committed to creating a welcoming community without regard to the traits that sometimes divide people. To our roomers, we invite you to silence your cell phones. For our Zoomers, we invite you to say hello in the chat. I want to extend a special welcome to visitors. If you are seeking a spiritual home, we hope that you will find it here. Later in the service, we will have an opportunity for you to introduce yourself if you'd like to do so. Let our worship begin with the lighting of our chalice as we say our Unison Affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. This we affirm together.
Good morning, everyone. Our opening song is an introduction to our theme of the month for May, which is beauty. So we're going to sing this beautiful chant, and it has some actions. So if you could all, in the room anyway, rise as you're comfortable. At home, feel free to rise as well. And we're going to do very simple actions. The first one is just in front of you, then behind you, and then below, like this, and then within, and then above. And then the last one, there's two choices. You can go like this, let all around me be beauty, or if that's destabilizing, you can just go like this. Okay? So it's we'll sing it a few times together. Here we go. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty under my feet. Beauty within me, beauty above me, let all around me be beauty. Oh, let all around me be beauty. Again. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty under my feet. Beauty within me, beauty above me, let all around me be beauty. Oh, let all around me be beauty.
A reading from A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. The Flowering of Human Consciousness. Evocation. Earth, 114 million years ago. One morning just after sunrise. The first flower ever to appear on the planet opens up to receive the rays of the sun. Prior to this momentous event that heralds an evolutionary transformation in the life of plants, the planet had already been covered in vegetation for millions of years. The first flower probably did not survive for long, and flowers must have remained rare and isolated phenomena, since conditions were most likely not yet favorable for a widespread flowering to occur. One day, however, a critical threshold was reached, and suddenly there would have been an explosion of color and scent all over the planet if a perceiving consciousness had been there to witness it. Much later, those delicate and fragrant beings we call flowers would come to play an essential part in the evolution of consciousness of another species. Humans would increasingly be drawn to and fascinated by them. As the consciousness of human beings developed, flowers were most likely the first thing they came to value that had no utilitarian purpose for them. That is to say, was not linked in some way to survival. They provided inspiration to countless artists, poets, and mystics. Jesus tells us to contemplate the flowers and learn from them how to live. The Buddha is said to have given a silent sermon once, during which he held up a flower and gazed at it. After a while, one of those present, a monk called Mahakasyapa, began to smile. He is said to have been the only one who had understood the sermon. According to legend, that smile, that is to say, realization, was handed down by 28 successive masters and much later became the origin of Zen. Seeing beauty in flower could awaken humans, however briefly, to the beauty that is an essential part of their own innermost being, their true nature. The first recognition of beauty was one of the most significant events in the evolution of human consciousness. The feelings of joy and love are intrinsically connected to that recognition. Without our fully realizing it, flowers would become for us an expression in form of that is most high, most sacred, and ultimately formless within ourselves. Flowers more fleeting, more ethereal, and more delicate than the plants out of which they emerged would become like messengers from another realm, like a bridge between the world of physical forms and the formless. They are not only had a scent that was delicate and pleasing to humans, but also brought a fragrance from the realm of spirit. Using the word enlightenment in a wider sense than the conventionally accepted one, we could look upon flowers as the enlightenment of plants.
Let's move this. Hi, everyone. My name is JoLynn, and this is Jan. This is the time for all ages. We are, for the first time in a very, very long time, going to invite all of our beautiful youth and all of our beautiful here on this. Can I have all my youngsters, the beauty, come on over this way. Come on, beautiful peoples. So good to have them up here, yes. Yes. A small but mighty group today.
Oh, we got some more.
Oh, we got some more.
We got
yes.
some more coming
Oh,
on
my
up.
goodness.
Come on up.
Yay. Hi, guys. Come on up.
Okay.
Come on up.
Fantastic. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about beauty and how we view it. And so we're going to take a look at some slides, and we'll tell you what we think, and then we're going to ask you what you think
We're not going to ask them anything.
right after they're
We'll
done
ask
playing.
you what you think. But we're not going to ask you. Hi, guys. Hi. Hey, cats. We're not going to ask you as us, okay? We're going to ask you as something that we really love and that we find beautiful, okay?
Yeah.
I am Clarice's. I am a perfect combination of my kitty, Cloudy, the gray kitty, and Reese's, the orange kitty. Cloudy is feisty, and Reese's is an innocent soul.
And I am Key Mostess, my horse Key, who is the one with the mostest.
Meow.
Yum! This is the best grass ever. I feel like I could run and eat here all day, every day.
Meow. I think that I would love to roll around in the sunshine in that nice grass. What would you all like to do in a place like that?
Cut the grass.
Cut the grass? Very good. What do you think is beautiful about it?
Lizards.
Yes, lizards, right? Very good. Okay.
Brr! I am so happy with my job. Look at how well I pull that sled in the snow.
Oh, I bet I could see the birdies against all that white. But I think that I'll just stay inside by the fire and stay warm. I don't like getting my paws wet and cold in the snow.
What do you guys think about snow? Where do you find beauty in snow?
Snowman.
Snowman, and you like 'cause it's white.
White.
Oh.
What else? What do you like? Snow cones. Good. Now, I don't like water, but that is where the fish live. And do you know that goldfish taste just like chicken?
Well, I don't like walking in water either. But I do like a drink of fresh, cold water.
Oh, meow, meow, especially when it's cold with the ices. Yes, meow, meow. Now, what do you like to do in water? Swim. What else? What do you like to do in water?
I like doing somersaults in it.
Somersaults. It's so fun. Yeah? Meow.
Fishing.
Fishing. Meow. I want meow. 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 Tuna meow.
Why don't cats use fishing poles?
No thumbs. Okay.
Some people like to look at the pretty roses, but I like the way they taste. Watch out for those thorns, though. They might bite you.
I agree, meow. I really like the leaves, but you know what I like even better, meow? Catnip. Catnip. Yes, that's what I like. It's prettier, tastier, funner. Oh. Now, what do you guys think about roses and catnip? No. I'll take all the catnip. It's okay. What do you like about roses?
They're sharp.
They're sharp, like the sharp.
Deadly.
Deadly.
You can use them to attack your traders.
Oh, you could use it to attack your predators. Goodness gracious. Meow, meow, meow. Good.
In honor of May Day, where the tradition is to give flowers to your neighbors, we ask that everyone close their eyes for a moment. Can you guys close your
Close
eyes?
your eyes. Everyone close your eyes. I know we're having fun with the toys. Close your eyes. That means all of you, meow. Close your eyes, meow.
I'm peeking.
Now, in front of you right now is a beautiful rose or any other flower you would like. It's your flower. It can be any color. It could be any length. It could be any size. And you're going to reach out in front of you. Go ahead and reach out and grab the flower out of the thin air and pull it to you. Now, I want you to quietly, with your eyes closed, touch the stem. See how thick it is. Is it sharp? Does it have thorns? Or is it fuzzy or smooth? And then I want you to look at the flower part. Do you see the flower part? Close your eyes. There you go. Open, and it opens up, and you look inside, and there's little things in the inside of the flower. And I want you to feel the petal with your fingers. Go ahead. Good. Now, I want you to open your eyes. And Miss Chemostis is going to hand you a real flower. And I want you to see if it's different from the flower you had in your mind. And if it's different, is it still beautiful? Can we find beauty in many things? Yes, right? Good. Almost. Almost. You can open your eyes now. Thank you, sweetheart. Very good, meow. Oh, okay. Yes, meow. Yes, meow. I think that the color is very pretty, meow. And now, Miss Karen Magoon Pearson is going to take you all, and you're going to talk about beauty.
No.
Thank you.
Talk about the horse.
Okay, there you go. We love the horsey. Meow. Okay, thank you, meow.
All right, let's sing our children out to their classes. Hold you in our love as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go. Let's sing about the beauty of the earth here. For the earth forever turning, for the skies for every sea, for our lives for all we cherish, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the mountains, hills, and pastures, in their silent majesty, for the stars, for all the heavens, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the sun, for rain and thunder, for the seasons harmony, for our lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful praise to thee. For the world we raise our voices, for the hope that gives us birth. In our joy we sing, returning home to our blue green hills of earth.
Hello, everyone. For those that don't know me, I am Jan Mabey, and I play second fiddle to my wife, Beth Syverson, over here. And I'd like to welcome you guys today. The one thing that I like and appreciate about the UUs are that they accept everyone, no matter what their beliefs. I normally don't talk about my beliefs, but since we're talking about beauty and how it relates to spirituality and beliefs, I thought I'd give you a little insight to what I envision. Simply put, I believe in spiritual energy and nature as my spiritual place of peace. The other night, Beth and I were able to enjoy a night with author Anne Lamott, if anybody's ever heard of her. And something she said really stood out for me. She said, God stands for great outdoors. I totally agree with that. Okay. Somehow, in my mind, I believe that I align more with some of our indigenous friends, and yet science at the same time with regards to energy. That is something I'll go into another time if anyone is interested. So, if I don't take time out in nature, I can feel my energy levels drop. Yet, while I am noticing the beauty in nature and the regrowth of plants and trees, I feel so reinvigorated. For instance, this is a picture of our nectarine tree in our backyard as it's full of flowers. It's waiting to bloom, and it's being nurtured by bees and hummingbirds. While this is the same tree. The flowers die, and yet the fruit is starting to grow. In the Midwest, where I grew up, seasons are very noticeable. As spring brings new growth while plants bloom, fall brings dormancy. As the leaves turn colors and then die for the winter, so goes the annual cycle of life in nature. Seeing it here in California means more to me, as I need to look for it in the small things, such as my fruit tree. Just because the flowers die, it gives life to the fruit. The smell of nature gives me energy. I read this on Instagram by Jack Kerouac. How do you connect to energy? Studies show that spending time outside can promote well-being, reduce stress, improve your mood, and reduce mental fatigue. All you need to do to start feeling these benefits is choose an activity that is simple and fun for you and step outside. Whether you are meditating, taking a walk, or simply watching the clouds go by, make sure you are prepared and remember to recreate responsibly and maybe put on a jacket. That was for World Mental Health Day and healthy parks, healthy people. Like I said earlier, when I don't get enough nature, my energy levels drop. So much so that Beth notices. She'll ask me to go outside and get some equine therapy. If you don't know, we have 4 horses in our backyard. And there are been people that think I have a spiritual connection with animals, and sometimes I believe that too. I've been able to easily break our horses to ride, and I have an intuitive communication with them. A lot of my time I spend tending to my small garden on the side of our driveway. I like to talk to my plants as I water them or pick their produce. I don't carry on a full conversation, though. I just let them know how I notice how well they're doing and try to give them a little energy to help them grow. Last year, I planted 4 types of tomatoes, and one of them never completely went dormant. There you go. As you can see, they're thriving year-round. I'd also planted 1 chocolate bell pepper, and that is growing peppers as well. Kind of small, but they're there. I like to credit that with my love of nature and the beauty I see in all things of nature. I also believe that since I become a vegan, I see more of the beauty in nature than I did before. I actually stop and smell the flowers or listen to the birds, and I'm grateful for everything around me. It's as if I am more connected than I ever was before, more at peace in nature and more grateful for my surroundings. My mom used to grow a garden when I was a kid, and I never paid too much attention to that until her final months. She lived with me in Norwalk, and she taught me how to grow plants and said that every time my trees bloom, I could think of her and how she used to tend to the garden. And that's what her father told her before he passed. She had planted a tree with him as well. Sometimes I just stop and I smell the flowers and the trees, or I listen to the birds all around our yard, and to me, that is spiritual and beautiful, all rolled up into one.
Thank you, Jan. Now we're going to shift into the beauty in each person. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your love
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or is it in the mind of the beheld? I'd like to talk to you about human beauty, both within and without. I thought this would be easy to write. I had so many ideas, maybe too many ideas, and that's maybe because there's too many malls full of stores, too many books, too many fashion magazines, too many scholarly areas of study, too many works of art, and of course the entire entertainment industry, all focused on and catering to the human ideal of beauty. Let's start with what facial beauty is, kind of like a TED Talk, as perceived by the human eye and the human mind. We've evolved over the millennia to be a successful species, and in part because that's the success of choosing a mate. A complicated task in any era. Our current mores and traditions have altered many of the criteria for partnering, but we still have the DNA that makes some initial determinations for us, using subconscious triggers rather than conscious choices. We've learned to override some of those very shallow inclinations, and that has made us a successful social species. But at the onset, we see. And what we see is a combination of physiological factors that make our faces what they are. Why do we perceive some features as beautiful and others as not so pleasing? It is not, as I would have assumed, cultural and learned, but rather dominated by science. At play are hormones. According to Finca Penton-Voke in 2002, estrogen causes in women high foreheads, full cheekbones, large eyes, and small noses, what we think of as a youthful appearance. Testosterone causes a heavy brow, sculpted cheeks, and jaws. And beyond the obvious fertility indicators there, these qualities actually go a little deeper, and they indicate sort of a health of a hardy stock that makes it through the traumas of pubescence into adulthood. Now, symmetry is another item, and it's clearly pleasing and yet truly non-existent in a human face. Every face is different from left to right in some way. But here again, having adult near-perfect symmetry is a sign of making it through infancy and all of its illnesses and parasites and other face-altering ailments unscathed. And that also indicates dominant and recessive chromosomal, I'm going to put it to you, chromosomal allele heterozygosity. I studied for this, okay? And that signals a resistance to pathogens, also making us just subconsciously think that someone is going to make it, right? Now, in the Renaissance, we had a relation between beauty and math that was recognized by Fibonacci, Phidias, and Leonardo da Vinci, among others, and was expressed in a mathematical ratio. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but the importance of it is the number 1.618. It's kind of like, it's a friend of pi, it goes on forever. And it was named Phi after Phidias, the architect who designed the Parthenon using that ratio. Also called the golden ratio, the golden mean, or the divine ratio. In geometry, it's expressed as a golden rectangle, where the rectangle is comprised of a square and a rectangle half the width of the square. You can divide that rectangle again and again with the same ratio. This pattern is found in nature, in seashells and sunflowers, and in the human face. Not surprisingly, many models and celebrities have faces that mathematically comport with the golden ratio. In a 2005 study by Olson and Marshowitz, adults took only 13 milliseconds to accurately discern this measurable beauty in a face. It isn't only adults who innately and almost instantly perceive beauty. According to Rubinstein, Kalarkis, and Langlois in 1999, even 6-month-olds preferred to look at the same beautiful faces. Now, after the initial perception comes decision-making, Now, this becomes problematic because McMaster University researchers found that looking at a face triggers the amygdala in the brain. Now, this area controls emotions and pleasure and reward seeking. Seeing a beautiful face lights up that reward center. For men, it also stimulates this triumvirate in the orbitofrontal cortex that provokes a higher enticement level to surmount. This can be as extreme as the electrical reaction of an addict being faced with temptation. It puts your short-term goals at naught, it puts your long-term goals at naught to the short-term, that's a pretty face, right? There's a reason that literature, history, and mythology tell of wars being waged and bar fights ensuing over women like Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships. In 2004, Wilson and Daly determined that women, on the other hand, are not swayed by that amygdalin response, but rather they shift depending on their cycle. So when women are ovulating, they tend to prefer a testosterone rugged face, but in the off time, they preferred a more laid back, softer look. The latter will be a more stable provider and the former a little too volatile. Yeah, this was at a time before cultures suggested monogamy was the preferred child raising model. You can see that, right? Right? Gals? Feel, okay, right. Now that we understand why beauty is what it is and why we're drawn to it, what does that imply for us? Frankly unfairly, but frankly provably, beauty can get you a better job making more money, generally treated better, judged more favorably, better grades from teachers, more general slack, and even juries are more likely to acquit or give lighter sentences to beautiful people. So what if we don't have the mathematically balanced features? What if we don't have a preferred hormonal level? What if we're far less than symmetrical? 2 studies have found that a benefit from women is makeup. They found that a well-applied makeup allowed for the same favorable ratings as a more naturally aesthetic feature without makeup. My son always asks me why women wear makeup. It's complicated. For me, I feel prettier with it. And it seems like there's empirical truth to that feeling. Axelson found something we should understand as obvious in 2010. Sleep makes you more attractive. A well-rested face was preferable in these same studies to a tired face. Also, smile. In 2003, O'Doherty found that the aforementioned orbitofrontal cortex response was more active with a smiling, attractive face than with a neutral expression. People do, for better or for worse, judge a book by its cover, and a beautiful cover prompts a closer reading. We all have beauty inside, but the enticement to look inside is the first lap to that race. Now, to myself, and more about the beauty of the body. I have many anecdotes regarding my looks, how I've been accepted or not by others, as I have changed over time. I will say this, I was a Hollywood actor for a time, and though I felt beautiful, I did not comport with the voluptuous trend of the time. I meant to put up a slide of Anna Nicole Smith from the Guess ads here. That was our epitome of beauty in 1986. And though I felt beautiful inside, I didn't look it to Hollywood. So I had augmentation, as so many actresses did, and I regret it not one jot, because I was attempting to outwardly project the inner me. Now, that's not true for everyone. Plastic surgery is again on the rise, and particularly on the face. It's a slippery slope, and some people become addicted to the process, as we see with reality TV shows, right? If you don't love yourself before you go in, though, the results while pleasing will not make you love yourself more. That work comes from such a complicated psychological place that we don't have time for today. But I was lucky to experience kindness and acceptance from those nearest to me, which is really helpful. So physical change was not going to alter any of that. I mean, we can't all be Dolly Parton. I've always felt more attractive inside than American culture might agree with. Many a time I catch a glimpse in a window or a mirror, or somebody takes a candid photo, and it just doesn't look like who I think I look like. It's bigger, lumpier, more awkward than what I have in here. Many others feel this way, but some of them feel it in the opposite direction. Karen Carpenter, as a famous example, suffered from body dysmorphia. And Michael Jackson altered his look so much that he almost didn't look human by the end of his life. Sharon Osbourne just recently, it's the other day, said that she feels like a cyclops from her most recent facelift. And Jamie Lee Curtis, to me, a goddess, admitted in an article dealing with this very subject that she had some eye work done because she was on a set and the cinematographer told her that he didn't want to work that day because the bags under her eyes made it too difficult to light. Now that's some pressure. And the pressure of culture is profound on all of us with its selfie filters and its, duck lips, right? And built-in rewards for beauty, like, yeah? But the pressure of physiology is undeniable. But we don't have to feel pushed and pulled by these forces, strong as they are. I have something else, too. Something more than skin deep. Now, according to others, the confidence I feel and the energy that I project and that I enjoy is impactful to others. And as we all know, when we see someone come into a room knowing and loving who they are and willing to share it, let others know that they are appreciated, it's an energy that's tangible and attractive. And it doesn't matter what the person looks like who does it. In German, the word beautiful is related to shining. A beautiful person is one whose inner beauty, inner brilliance permeates their entire being. The Navajo blessing, "May you walk in beauty," informs a spiritual practice to actively find the beauty around you, as Jan was talking about, and the beauty within you. Set a goal to seek something out, maybe the color red, and then in the things around you through the day, and admire its vibrance. Perhaps you wish to express the beauty of your soul in an act of service, as this church has been beautifully doing over the last few weeks. Yes? Science Daily in 2018 reports that beauty is actually a feeling of pleasure. And when the feeling of beauty intensifies, so does the feeling of pleasure. Dr. Robert Glatter of Lenox Hill Hospital said, practicing meditation is an ideal way to engage ourselves daily in building emotional stability and an inner sense of pleasure. Pleasure beauty. My spiritual practice is to honor and feel my spiritual practice to honor and feel human beauty is to dance, act, walk, go out in nature, go to the ballet, see a show. We just saw Rain on 2 nights ago, and I feel beautiful from it. The Beatles are great that way. Those activities feed the joy in my soul and keep me feeling more beautiful than I probably ever could physically actually be. Humans experience joy and peace and happiness when gazing upon beauty. That's why we all love Marilyn and the ballet and a Renoir. It is succor to the soul. But I ask you, raise your hand if you know and enjoy gazing upon a face in your life that is not symmetrical, that is not balanced, that is not of any golden ratio, a body that's not the cultural ideal. The great thing about being human is that science and culture are not the end. They're just blocks. You do the building. You find the beauty. Beauty is in the mind of the beholder and in the soul of the beheld. Thank you.
Thank you, JoLynn. Please rise, embody your spirit, and let's sing.
Unitarian Universalist congregations are fully self-supporting, meaning that members and friends raise all funds for the operating budget, ministries, and programs of the church. We are ever grateful for your gifts of time, treasure, and talent. OCUC amplifies that spirit of generosity by sharing one half of the plate we receive with an organization that shares our values. This month, we are supporting Stand Up for Kids Orange County. Stand Up for Kids Orange County's mission is to end the cycle of youth homelessness. You can find out more at their website at www.standupforkids.org. There are multiple ways in which you can support the church and this organization. You can mail a check, you can go through our website, use an app called Venco Mobile, or if you are a roomer, you can place your offering in a basket as you leave the service today. The choice is yours. All the information is on our website should you need it. As always, thank you for your generosity.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. Oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you can make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. smile then. Don't be discouraged. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up, because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Can't remember when I saw you laugh. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up, because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful. Colors are shining through. You see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
Now, please join in singing our offertory response, a song that puts our intentions into words and expresses our gratitude for the many gifts we share. We gather together, we gather as one, for peace, love, and justice for everyone. We give from our hearts to show that we care. We can change lives with what we share.
Now is the time when we honor the important events in our lives. You are invited, one and all, whether you are a member, friend, or visitor, whether you are a roomer or a Zoomer, to participate in our weekly ritual of joys and sorrows. Perhaps you come here today holding something close to your heart, moments from the last days or hours that have struck you at your core. If you'd like to honor such a profound joy or sorrow, you are invited to do so. I would also like to invite Laurie Kluge, our pastoral care team members, up here. She will be lighting the candle for you. If you are a roomer, you can write your joy or sorrow in the slips provided and place them in the basket. If you prefer not to offer any details, you can simply write your name. An usher will pick up the basket in a moment. If you are a Zoomer, you can write your joy or sorrow in the chat, or simply write, "Please light a candle for me," if you prefer not to share any details. Let us take a few moments in a spirit of silence as Beth plays some music and the usher retrieve the basket. From the rumors, we have a joy from Tatiana. So grateful for the wonderful OCUC peeps who keep our Ukrainian refugee program going. You rock. Love. Another one from Amy. Praying for peace and wisdom while navigating complex life choices. And then we also have a few from our Zoomers. Jeffrey S., please light a candle for me. Robin, she said a final goodbye to her dear good friend TK last Saturday in Long Beach, a joyous and courageous breast cancer survivor who died from ALS. I'm so sorry. Barbara S., my niece Molly had surgery on her right arm to shorten the ulna bone last Tuesday. She had the left arm done in December. She's hoping to be recovered in few months so she can get back to rock climbing. Candle of Sorrow from Effa and Cosme. Cosme left Thursday for his homeland, Chile, for possibly 6 months to work on dividing with his brother the estate of his parents. The situation has become contentious in the last half year. And a candle of joy for their son, Denton, who has gone to be with Cosme for 2 weeks to provide moral and tech support. Matthew P., Candle of Joy, returning to the office after 2.5 months working from home. And a candle of concern from Matthew P. Both Alex and him are without a car and have work hours starting between 6 and 6:30 a.m. Early mornings are not going to be easy on the buses. They are dreading for this. Please pray for them. Let me invite Lori Kluge back to say a pastoral care prayer.
This is from the Navajo Indians of North America. Beauty is before me and beauty behind me. Above me and below me hovers the beautiful. I am surrounded by it. I am immersed in it. In my youth, I am aware of it. And in old age, I shall walk quietly the beautiful trail. In beauty it begins, in beauty it is ended.
Let us join together as we extinguish the flame of our chalice and say, we extinguish our chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you for joining us this morning. We are a congregation made up of people who all believe differently. And yet, when we gather together, whether we are in the room or on Zoom, we make up one loving community. We need not think alike to love alike. If you are a guest, a visitor, or someone who hasn't yet been known to us, I invite you to become a part of this beloved community. We encourage you to either write in the chat or stand for a brief moment and tell us your name and where you are from.
We're Suzanne and Marvin Lee. We're from San Diego. Nice to join you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Suzanne and Marvin. Nice to have you.
Hello, I'm Christian, and this is Jakub, and we're both from Costa Mesa.
Welcome, welcome.
If you'd like to know more about our church, including programming for our youth and children, please contact us at hello@ocuuc.org, and we will help you get connected. In addition, we invite you to sign up for our weekly email called The Blast at blast@ocuuc.org. We want everyone to feel a part of this beloved community, so please reach out and we will help you get connected. After the service, we'll have a short period where everyone, roomers and Zoomers alike, can wave and say hello and welcome any visitors. The Zoomers who remain will be placed into Zoom breakout groups for 20 minutes. We invite you to check in and get to know the people in your group. Later today at 12:15, we have the Atheist, Humanists, and Agnostic groups. And we have a variety of other fun events over the week that I invite you to check out.
But most importantly, of course, Crazy Auction Hat is auction. That's coming up really fast. And the thing that's kind of creeping me out is it's the deadline to submit items or there ain't no show, right? We need to have some stuff. And I know you guys are creative and I know you're going to have fun with this. I really was hoping that this time, that rather than focusing, of course we want your lobster dinners and your awesome items that are going to generate scads of money. But I also think that sometimes we think, I don't think I want to offer this awesome idea that I have because I don't know if people are going to want to bid on it and maybe it won't make that much money. Do it this time. This is the time, okay? We did really, really well in the fall. I'm not supposed to say that. But we you know, what we really want is to get back together again and enjoy the summer together, right? So sure, put up your crystal vases and your computers. That's fine. But please think about going to the park with people or inviting them over to your swimming pool or having a bonfire and roasting marshmallows. You know, do something just fun where we all get to hang out and don't feel a lot of pressure. Yeah? Yeah? Now, the deadline for that is next Monday. I know, it just really crept up, didn't it? So let's get on our thinking caps, get those things submitted. You know I'll take them here if you want. But if you want to be in charge of your own destiny with that, go ahead and put them yourself online. And that way it reads exactly the way you want it to, and it's not messed up like I tend to mess things up. So, all right, so thank you for that. And right now, I'd like to invite back in, this is kind of unusual, but for our benediction today, we would like to invite the children back in to show you what they worked on regarding the beauty project today. Let's give them a round of applause. These are beautiful. I'm sure they'd love to tell you about them, so if you see them in the courtyard later, be sure to ask them what their beautiful works of art are comprised of, yeah? Okay.
Let us go out and all do our part. Let us go out, bring joy to each other. Let us go out with the difference is joy. Let us go out with joy. One more time, let us go out and all do our part. Let us go out, bring joy to each other. Let us go out with the difference is joy. Let us go out with joy. Let us go out with joy. over, let our service continue.
Woo!